somebody else's name. So if you're dreaming about California, it don't matter at all where you played before. California's a brand new game.
Welcome to Almost Famous, the show that introduces you to actors, entertainers that are up-and-comers and ready to hit the big time. Tonight, or today's show, I should say, we welcome Jonisha.
Hey.
That's it, just
That's
Jonisha?
It, Jonisha. Jonisha Rios, but people call me Jonisha, and they mess it up all the time, but you got it right.
I got it right. All right, well, we'll call her Jonisha, but she's very refreshing.
Aw. I sound like a Wrigley spearmint gum.
Listen, I understand that you've written your own show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a stage play.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it.
It's a show called Nude in New York. And no, you perverts, I was not naked. But it's a fun show. It's about my relationship with my aunt who passed away from cancer, and just a little journey through New York, and there's characters, and it's a lot of fun. And I continue to write. I did that show. It was successful. And I still do it here and there, and I'm working on a couple of others that are coming out soon. You
are. And yeah. I understand you're in a TV show, too.
Yes. I'm the host of it's a TRL-style show on a network called CTV. It's a brand new English-Spanish network, and I play a host, and I count down, and it's a lot of fun.
You do all the good stuff.
I do all the good stuff.
I'm sure you're doing well with it.
I'm having fun.
Why don't we take a look at one of your clips right now?
Sure.
And see what you've been doing.
Okay.
Let's go to the clip.
Either you came because of the band, or somewhere in here, you think I'm gonna get naked. Suckers!
Nude in New York is a journey through New York. It's a story about my relationship with my tía.
El secreto de una vida bellísima es una taza de café. But the secret cup of coffee es el colador. I had this in my family for many, many years. My great-grandmother gave it to my grandmother gave it to my mother gave it to me. And someday, if you're lucky, I give it to you.
What inspired me to do a one-woman show was watching Whoopi Goldberg as a little girl when she had her own HBO special. It was the first time I'd seen a Broadway show, and it was televised, and I was moved by her ability to create these characters and tell these stories with no props, with no... It was so simple, and I knew from that moment on, at such a young age, that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to create my own Broadway-style shows and tell stories.
I was born and raised in Connecticut, and for those of you who've never been there, it's kind of like the Valley. So as a 9-year-old kid, exactly, as a 9-year-old, I was bored as hell. During the holidays, my would take me and my sister to visit my relatives in New York, and there was this energy of
my characters in Nude in New York are my tía, because she loves her coffee and she puts me at ease. And I love Vanessa. She's this year-old little brat on the train.
I think Scooby-Doo was Dominican. Because he was dark-skinned, and no one understood him when he talked.
My favorite character, although they're all so much fun, is La Santera, because it's just, she represents the truth. She's very matter-of-fact. She's who she is, and she doesn't make any excuses about who she is. She's very proud of that.
Do you sometimes feel chased and you don't know by what? A chase. Well, it's telling me that in your last life, you were a cucaracha.
I am not afraid of what people think. That's how so many people who are not afraid of just taking chances and risks make their dreams come true.
So no more Miss Nice Girl. From now on, I'm gonna tell it like it is. Because I hate lying. Just to keep from hurting people with the truth. And I hate being judged by people who don't have their own shit together. I just got my breast done and I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. You should consider it because nobody wants to hire a flat-chested dancer. No. First you get the boobs and then you get the jobs.
I decided to write whatever I felt, whether it's risky, funny, sad.
You look at me like you are better than me. You call me a drunk old man. You think that Spanglish is our language and rap is our music. Mierda!
Somebody else's name. So if you're dreaming about
That's great. You look very, very relaxed there, and you do a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Who did you study with?
I studied with a variety of different teachers. I went to the University of Connecticut on dramatic scholarship, and then I left there and I went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy, which they now have one in LA. It's kind of like a fame school, sort of. And I went there, I auditioned, I had to sing, dance, act, and it was a pretty grueling audition process. So when I got in, I was really excited. It was a 2-year program, and I got to live in New York and do musical theater, which I loved. And I originally got chosen for the studio program, which is Shakespeare and Greek and classical theater, and it was halfway through that I noticed that the musical theater department was going on, and I have such a passion for comedy and characters and just being kind of crazy and having fun, that I saw them doing a show, and I thought, wait a minute, I love this program, but I want to be in that program. So I had to go to the dean and re-audition again to get selected for that program. So it was cool. And then from there, I just pretty much, my studying is just watching a lot of TV and renting a lot of videos and watching movies. And lately, the latest thing that I'm into is stand-up comedy. And because to me, I feel like stand-up comics, to be able to get up and just speak their minds fast and make people laugh, it's a beautiful thing. And it's hard. Coming up with 2 jokes is hard. It's not easy. It's not easy, my friends. What else is going on?
Well, let me tell you something. We have a little bit in common. I won a scholarship when I was younger.
You did?
I went to Pasadena Academy of Drama, studied with a woman by the name of Eleanor Dopp. And I don't know, I just loved acting. Although, you know, I always wanted to be an actor.
You want to be an actor? What about a singer? I heard you sing
I did. I
too.
sang professionally for a while, too.
Well, what's up? Aren't you going to sing me a song? He wants to hear it. The camera guy really wants to hear it.
I have no backup on it. I would if I had a musician here.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But I'll tell you what. I'd like to see your comedy act. But before we do it...
Ooh, I don't know that...
Before we do it, I want you to answer one question.
Sure.
Where do you get your material from?
Well, this particular material I get from my relationships. I'm with my fiance. We've been together 8 years, and we're common law married. Like, apparently the government gets together and says, "Hey, you guys have been living together, so you're married." So until then, we were going with the flow. So a lot of my material comes from that, and a lot of my other writing material comes from the inspiration of my family and people around me. Like, just hanging out with you, I'll probably go home and write a monologue
about me?
you. Yeah. But a good one, you know, fun.
Oh,
like
I
that
hope so.
hat, for example. You remind me of like a cool, slick pimp. Like, right? Like,
I dig it. Well, I don't know about how cool and slick I am.
cool and slick with little Santa Claus appeal. It's very cool.
Well, now I guess I'll be part of your comedy act then. Can you do a little bit of comedy for us right now?
I think I've already begun the comedy.
Yeah, you're using me.
Nah, never. Well, yeah, you know, for starters, I'm gonna get a little close since I can talk about these things. My fiance, he's got huge balls, and they scare me, because I look at them and I know I'll get pregnant, and I'm not ready for that. You know, I'm not ready for kids. Nowadays, when I go to a grocery store and I see a little kid screaming, I just wanna go up to it and take away its toy and throw it in the parking lot. I'm gonna stop there.
You're gonna stop there.
And see, we're gonna stop right here. Yeah, because it gets a little, I don't know what I can get away with.
Well, go ahead, we'll try it.
I think I just did a little bit. Let's talk about my toes.
Earlier.
Because that cameraman has been staring at my toes the entire time I've been sitting here and zooming in on my cleavage. I know it.
Earlier, the cameramen were looking at her toes and teasing her about it. Why, do you have a comedy act about your toes?
No, see,
This
for
little
me,
toe, this little one went to the market or something?
This little toe went to market, and this little toe went to jail because it's ugly. Yeah, for me, comedy is not like, hey, let's just tell some jokes. It's more like it does have to be prepared. I've done it a couple of times, so I'm new at it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm brand new at it. I've been doing open mics and
Where did you
I've
do
done
open
some
mics?
stuff at the M Bar and the Comedy Union over on Pico and places like that where you know we can go and we can play around. But this is perfect because I get to sit here and just vibe and things just come up naturally and I remember them and I'll go and take it and write it down.
How are you received?
It's fun. Because people don't know what I'm going to say. Some people will look at me and be like, oh, she's going to be sweet. And then I say really obnoxious things. Or they're very supportive because I'm Latina. There's not a lot of Latinas in the game. There's only a few of us really trying to make it as stand-up comedians. And they've been very supportive. They sit with me. They talk to me. They say, hey, this is what you do. This is what you don't do. This is what's going to happen. This is what's not going to happen. I get a lot of love from the African-American community. Comedians will sit down and talk to me and say, hey, because I want to see what works with every race. It's not just a Latin thing, a black thing, a white thing, but I want to learn from the greats from every race, and somehow they've all inspired me, from Jerry Seinfeld to Chris Rock, to Ellen DeGeneres, to George Lopez, who's hilarious. Like these are people that I'm aspiring to be like someday. And I'm a fabulous dramatic actress. Is that cameraman cutting me off again? What are you doing? I'm just teasing.
You know, I saw that you'd done quite a few motion pictures.
Oh.
Films.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about those. And 3 of them I noticed you starred. You had a starring role.
Yeah. There's a couple of films that I've done that have not been distributed or picked up. There's one that's in the works right now that's a great film, and I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but it's a great film. That's all I could say. And it's gonna, when it gets done, it's really gonna put me on the map.
Anyone we know in it?
There's a few people we're working on, but we can't disclose that information.
Well, let's go to the other 2 that you can talk about.
Okay. I did a film called Devil's Kiss. It was my first feature film. And it was a learning experience for me because, you know, I took all these classes, and you could take as many classes as you want, but it's getting out, just like with stand-up. You can't learn stand-up in a class, and you just have to do it. So when I did my film, I learned a lot, and this second film is something that's in the works. Everything's in the works. Nothing's really happening yet. See, because that's why I'm almost famous.
Well,
when it comes out,
the Devil's Kiss is perfect for you because you have a little bit of devil in you.
Well, oh, stop, David.
And I noticed that you've done a lot of stage shows, too.
That's my passion. A lot of stage. There's something really magical about being on stage and being able to connect with people and have them right there. And that's another reason why I love doing one-person shows, because it's a mix. I can tell jokes, and then I can tell stories, and everybody's together as one. It's really important to me. So I'm really looking forward to this journey into stand-up, and I'm not giving up the acting. I'm still doing that, because I just feel as an artist, you got to be able to do it all, and it all takes work.
Well, you know, there's something about an audience. The applause, it gets to you, it gets down in here, you know, and you just can't do without it. I once did a show for the Air Force up North Travis, and there were 5,000 people out there. I sang 3 songs. I know I wasn't that good, but they stood up and applauded and yelled for almost 5 minutes.
You've got the magic, Dave.
I was on top of the world. So I know what you mean when you say it's the audience.
They're magical.
Dancing. I understand you've done a lot of dancing, too.
I've done lots of dancing, jazz, ballet, tap. I'm learning how to do flamenco now, which is something that I do naturally for some reason when I'm listening to music. It just comes out of me. So to take a class and really learn with the castanets is going to be very interesting. I just feel, I get it from my dad. My dad, well, I get it from my dad and my mom. My father's a musician. He plays the congas, and he's very musical. And my mother, she's dramatic. So she's like the drama queen of the house. So she's got the acting energy. Although she never became an actress, I could see where I can get my storytelling abilities. I get it from my mom. And my sister sings. She sings beautifully. I think it was because as a kid she'd always just scream and cry for no reason, and it built up her lungs. Now she sings beautifully. So I have a very talented family and an amazing fiance. I told that joke, but it's not real. It's just, you know, a joke about his.
Oh, no, that's all right. We're going to show him on the show.
He's a great guy.
Did you say you came from New York? You lived in New York?
I was born and raised in Connecticut, and I spent a lot of time in Brooklyn, Red Hook, Brooklyn, New York, as a child with my grandparents. And my grandparents, I don't feel like they're my grandparents. I always felt like I was born from my grandparents. I felt like they were my parents. Like, I call my grandparents Mama and Papa, which is mom and dad in Spanish. And yeah, I had my own group of friends out there, and I would spend every weekend in Brooklyn and then go home to Connecticut and back and forth every weekend, every summer for years. So it's almost like I had a double identity.
In dancing, what shows have you danced in?
The crazy thing is that right now I'm a host of a TV show that's a lot like TRL, and I started out dancing on The Grind. MTV's The Grind, and I was on MTV's, what's that show with Bill Bellamy? Do any of you guys know? The one where he, it was another hip-hop show, and then there was a pilot they were doing, and I was a part of that, and I spent a lot of time around MTV when I was in New York. I did a lot of commercials, and yeah, that's about it.
What commercials did you do? Maybe I've seen some.
Just for Feet commercial. I did a...
Oh, feet commercial, the toes again.
You see? Toes are okay. He knew it. Yeah. Do you guys want to see my toes? Woo!
Well, let's tell me about the foot commercial.
Well, I had athlete's foot when I went in for the audition. I'm kidding. No, it was a it was a Spanish commercial, and it was a sneaker store that, ironically enough, ended up closing down right after the commercial aired. But it was a great commercial.
Well, how about the other commercials?
I did a commercial.
I hope the companies didn't close after the commercials.
No, but I did this fun commercial where I was about to get married, and on the day of my wedding, my mom hugs me so tight that my tooth falls out, and I have to run to the dentist in my wedding gown, and they fix my tooth, and then I make it to the wedding, and they throw rice at me, and I'm like, dental emergency, save the day. It was a lot of fun. And I actually did the music for the commercial too, so
Oh, you wrote.
I'm multi-talented.
You write music too.
I do.
What
Not like, you know, not like writing and stuff. More like I can hear it and play it out and stuff like that.
That sounds good.
Yeah. It's one of those things. They say, you know, I'm a jack of all trades. And I've learned that a jack of all trades, a master of none, it doesn't get you anywhere. So now I'm a jack of all trades, mastering one thing at a time so that I could be successful in the acting and in the comedy, and so that I'm not like all over the place.
Well, what have you mastered this last time? Are you mastering comedy?
I've mastered writing comedy. I've mastered the art of writing comedy and monologues.
And you did less than a minute.
Yeah. Oh, no, mastered writing comedy monologues, like, you know, writing monologues and writing stories for theatrical stage productions. I feel like I've got a really good handle on that. And putting up a theater production, I've mastered that because I've had a couple of very successful shows. So now I'm like, all right, I did very well with that. Now let me master this and see where this takes me now, because through my show I was able to meet a lot of wonderful people and get some really great auditions, and that's how, you know, I had auditioned for my agents and managers, and they were able to get me into other things, and now I'm hosting this TV show, which is a lot of fun. I hope you guys get to catch it if you have Dish.
Well,
but if you're watching this, you probably have Adelphia, which is great.
Is it on Adelphia?
No, it's on Dish. It's on Dish. They are expanding, though. You guys may want to look into that, because it's a fun. Because I'm sure you want to see me every day, right?
Well, we'd like to have you back, that's for sure.
Oh, I think I'll have fun. But you guys should come with the cameras when I'm actually doing stand-up at a comedy club with a mic. That way you can see the process.
Well, you only gave us about 3 lines of comedy.
It's different here. I gave you 3 lines because I'm working on it. Oh, I gave you stuff. I did stand-up.
Why
are you nodding? I did. It's
next...
natural stand-up. It's blue, guys.
It's blue. We'll go ahead and finish it.
Well, I want you to see me do it in the atmosphere I'm supposed to do it in. Because the truth is, I'm brand new at it, and I still use my material on stage. You know how like I go up sometimes with my cards, and I'll say, okay, this works, this doesn't work. So really, it's been a trip. About 10 jokes is not even 3 minutes worth of material. So you got to figure, I've got about 20 jokes. Only 5 of them are okay, and even that I won't know until I stand up in front of a crowd and actually do it. And then after doing that, then I can come back and do it with. That way I know where the beats are. Doing stand up right here, right now, I don't know where the beats are, and I don't, you know, I'm new at it, and I'm okay with that.
Well, you seem to know what you're doing.
Well, that's my character. That's Patrina.
What other characters do you do that we didn't see on the tape?
Well, there's this character, and it's Patrina. And Patrina, well, I work at Kinko's. And I make copies, and I'm not really happy at my job, but I really like that FedEx is there now because I get to flirt with a guy. And then there's me. And they call me Doña Luz because I show people the light. A lot of people come to me and they say, hey, you know, I want you to give me a reading. I want you to do this and that and make the spirits go away. But I'm not going to do it for free. Because let me tell you, if a man gets paid flipping burgers at McDonald's, I should get paid to tell you that you got an evil spirit around you. My name's Susan. You know, I really don't know why I'm here, but I am, I guess. And that's it.
That's it. Well,
I have many, many more, but those are the start. Those are the starting points.
Well, you know, it looks to me like you're starting on a wonderful career, but you're so multi-talented, and you have a personality that won't quit, I'll tell you that. Not only that, you're a very nice-looking woman, too.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
And I wish you all the luck in the world. I just hope that someday I can go out to the theater and you'll be starring in a moving picture. Or maybe you'll do your own stage show again pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm going to do a stage show. I'd love for you guys to come out and check me out doing stand-up because, like I said, it's a brand new journey. And you can see me, see if I do well or not.
Well, I'm certainly glad that Delise sent you over. Delise Jones.
Delise is my dancer. Not that kind of dancer, you see? You guys. She's a wonderful friend and a great dancer. And no, how do you guys know each other?
She lives close to me.
That's right.
She lives just down the street.
Awesome.
And I've talked to her many times, and she just talks about you. She thinks you're the berries.
Oh, kisses to Delise. Mwah. And kisses to Pookie Bear and my mom and anybody out there watching. You guys rock!
Well, talking about rock, have you been involved in any rock or rap?
You know, you guys, like, you're just digging it all up. What did I do? I'm actually on a rap album.
You seem to be everywhere.
Yeah, because you know what? Samuel L. Jackson said, I don't remember the exact verbiage, but he said, you know what? Don't be picky, do it all. And that's kind of how I feel. I'm getting so comfortable. Look, guys, I'm comfortable. You're in my house. Actually, I'm in your house. Actually, we're not in a house at all.
Well, you're gonna follow through on this rap thing too, huh?
That was a fun thing for me to do. I have it in my pocket. I can pull it out, but it's something that I could put in my comedy routine. It's one of those things that's an amazing craft, and I was honored that I was even asked to be a part of the album. It's just not my thing.
Okay, well.
You're throwing me out already?
No, we're not throwing you out, but we're almost finished with the show. And I just want to thank you for coming over. It's been wonderful.
Thank you so
You've entertained us for a half an hour, and I'm sure all the cameramen loved you.
Aw,
especially your toes. Anyway.
Bye, guys. Where do you want me to look? Here and here.
Anyway, we'll wrap it up now and say thank you very much for appearing with us.
Winding up a sea road can scar a man forever, right down to his soul. Living on the spotlight can kill a man outright, 'cause everything that glitters is not gold, and all the gold in